Uh, Beside me here is the Firestorm class notes and first aid kit box. It has the class notes for all of our classes, as well as a few other goodies. These class notes do get updated semi-regularly, so you may want to grab a fresh copy. The hover text always shows you the latest update, and the latest class notes are always available in this classroom. To adjust voice volumes, you can go to the COM menu and click on Nearby Voice to open the Nearby Voice panel. From there, you can adjust individual volumes by slider. If you have any questions about the topic we're on, please put them in Nearby chat. Text is best during the class. Voice is more than welcome afterwards, and one of us will answer as soon as we can, probably me today. If you have off-topic questions, however, please wait until after the class. We do an open question and answer session after our classes. We're usually around for a half an hour or more after our classes. So welcome to our Reporting Bugs and Requesting Features class. This class will cover what you need to know to access our JIRA, locate issues, and create issues. We're going to start with what is JIRA. JIRA is a web-based project tracker. There's a link to ours, and it's our ticketing system for improvement requests, new feature requests, as well as support requests. It gets its name from the Japanese movie monster Gojira, which you might know as Godzilla. If you want to know more about the JIRA in general, you can see at the Atlassian fact, and there is a link to it. Hi there, everyone. We just got started. Class notes are available from the box to my left. Well, from my perspective. So our JIRA is divided up into several projects, two of which are important to us as users. There's Fire, which stands for the Firestorm viewer, and there's SUP, which is for support issues. There's another one, which is full, but it's read-only. So the searching for issues part of this class will apply to it. The rest of it won't, because you can't file new full JIRAs because we no longer support the old Phoenix viewer. Fire is used primarily for bug reports and feature or improvement requests. And SUP is semi-private in that only the filer and the Firestorm team can see the issues. This allows you to add more personal information that you might not want to share with the rest of the world. And each project contains one or more issues. An issue is a single topic. The issue number is the project abbreviation and a sequential number, like Fire-4034. Now, each issue contains all the information related to it, or at least it should, such as the reporter's system environment, steps to reproduce a failure event, attached files, and even patches and possible solutions can be there as well. Well, let's take a look around. When you first go to the JIRA, you'll be taken to the system dashboard, and it shows an activity stream with some of the recent comments made in the Fire projects, a place to log in, and some statistical and keyword information. The menu bar is the same on every page on our JIRA. So we're going to take a look at the menu bar and go over what you see here. Links will show links to Firestorm pages and the Linden Lab JIRA if there's related issues there. There's a Firestorm logo. This will take you to the default dashboard. Then there's the dashboard. This lists the available dashboards to you when you're logged in, as well as a link to manage them. And projects shows any recently accessed projects, if any, and a link to view all projects. Issues lists available search filters, recently viewed issues, and a link to the filter manager. And create issue. This one only shows if you're logged in, and it allows you to create a new issue. Then there's a quick search. This is pretty much self-explanatory. You can enter your search criteria there and all matching issues get displayed. Something that you don't need as a regular user. Flossing. It's, yeah. Asking Ed questions about the JIRA. I can teach you the basics about the JIRA, but I'm no JIRA guru. And help. The question mark inside the circle will list assorted help and information documents. One of them might actually explain what Agile is. And login. This takes you to a login page. When you're logged in, it will show your JIRA avatar or profile picture if you've put one up, and links to your profile, recent navigation pages, as well as the logout link. Below that's a link to our wiki page on how to create a JIRA issue. This class is sort of based partially on that wiki page. So let's go a little deeper. There's two basic reasons to access our JIRA: to search for issues or to create an issue. So when you're searching for an issue, you can enter the search terms into the quick search field and then press enter. This takes you to the issue navigator and it shows all the results sorted by relevance. And you can also enter an issue number like Fire-4034 and it will display just that one issue. For example, let's say you're looking for reports on the in-world search window coming up blank. You could type the word search box into the quick search field and then press enter. The search page will show a collapsible filters column on the left and search results on the right. We're not going to address this column in the class. At the top of the search results are Save As, and when you're logged in, this allows you to create a filter based on your search criteria. Export allows you to copy the search results for printing or other manipulation to create an RSS feed or add it as an element on your dashboard when you're logged in. Tools lists any tools available to you. And below that are various search refinements, which I'll go over in a little bit here. At the right is the Views menu. By default, the JIRA will show search results as two columns, one listing the issues and the other showing details for the selected issue. You can click this button to change to just the list view, which is the old classic display. This was added with an update to the JIRA that was done a couple months ago. And there's a look whose plugin failure you can see on the texture on the board here is a bug. It will appear on detailed views and individual issues when you're not logged in. At Lazy and that's people that do this software are working on that bug. So we're looking for something related to the search box not working. And we can see there's more than 80 issues listed, but this really doesn't mean much since the words search and bar can show up in many issue fields. But if you scan through the list to see if one of the displayed, you can scan through to see if one of the displayed summaries looks like a fix. Fortunately for us, there's a very old one there, Fire-11. And it's at the top of the list, and it seems to be the most relevant. To view that issue, you'd click on the colored text, either the summary or the issue number. Now, the issue displays detail has a couple of things at the top. There's an add Draw diagram. This doesn't work when you're not logged in. When you're logged in, it's listed in the More menu, and it allows you to create a diagram. And Export allows you to copy the issue details in several formats. Below that is the issue's details. We can see that some of the details are missing, and that's okay for an example. but it's generally better to be more detailed than this. But for this example, we can work with it. And we will contact the reporter if we need more information. So in this one, we see that the user has problems with the search window and our developer couldn't reproduce the problem. When they say that, it usually means the problem's not likely in the viewer, but exists somewhere else, or it requires more specific conditions than what you have listed. Now, our Jira Queen, Worley, has had more contact with the users than our developers and has seen this problem before. She provided a possible solution. Yeah, although I learned that with the C and the K and substituted for each other, Toady. Now, we don't know if the Worley's solution worked for this user. But if you have this problem, we'd recommend following what Worley said and check your own settings and PC. And that's basically it for searching for an issue. You can apply the same logic if you want to ask for a new feature, but don't know if anyone else has asked. So one common request from our users is a way to keep certain items on when changing outfits. So if you'd like to see what this has been requested, what would you do? Well, go to the quick search, enter outfit worn, and press enter. And you'll see there are a number of the issues currently that have these two words somewhere. Quite a few of them, actually. So let's see if we can trim that list a bit. So we'd like to look only at opened issues since they might be more relevant to us right now. So look for the one marked status and click on it, and a checklist will appear. Now, this is an inclusive filter, so only what you choose will be shown. And we want to see everything except for closed and resolved. To do that, check the box for each of the options showing except for closed and resolved. And as you make your selections, the list will filter, leaving you fewer things to hunt through. Click outside that list and it will disappear. Now, that should give you an idea of how to use a search filter. The one we're after now will be near the top, probably second from the top, and it's Fire-2304, and we'll click on that one. Now, this sounds like what we're looking for, so it's the one to watch, and it has a related issue linked to it, so we can keep track of that too. So if an issue is struck out, has a line through it, it means it's closed. So somebody's already asked for exactly that, so you don't have to file a new JIRA for that. And if you want to add your voice to this request, you can look in the upper right-hand corner of to find the People section, and you can click Vote and Watch if you're logged in. Vote adds you as a supporter of the issue. You can click it again to unvote, and you can't vote for your own issues. Filing an issue counts as a vote. Watch, this is also considered a vote, but it will send an email whenever this issue gets a change. A change can be a modification to the issue itself or a comment added. You can simply click it again to unwatch it. And you'll probably want to add your own comment, but please be respectful. Now, to do some of that, as well as what comes next, you do need a JIRA account. You can't vote, watch, comment, or create your own issue without an account. For those of you who already have an account, you get a very short coffee break, but don't wander away from your computer because it really is a very short one. For the rest of you, click Login at the top right, and then click the Sign Up link. In the Login section, click on the Sign Up link, if you didn't already get that, and then enter the following information. Full name. Please use your Second Life name here. We need your SL name so we can contact you in World if necessary. Email. This is an email address to which JIRA emails can be sent. Just to be clear, not everybody gets to see your email address. not even everybody on the team, only the administrators of the JIRA can see your email address. And username. Again, any username you wish, but your Second Life username would work, like John Doe with no spaces, or Jane.Schmain. Okay, no spaces, please. And it should be all lowercase. And then we have your password. We recommend a strong password, which is something unique, not used elsewhere. 8 characters or more, not associated with you, but not easily guessed. Passwords are case sensitive. And then confirm password. You type your password in again. Once you've done that, click the sign up button. The JIRA will complain if anything that you entered needs adjusting. Otherwise, you're all set. So there you go. Your coffee break is over. Hey, Miklos. Just so you know, we are recording this class for our YouTube channel. So the first time you log in and the first time the JIRA code was updated, you'll see the What's New window. And you can check the box at the lower left to not show that window again, and then click Close on the right. So creating an issue is really quite easy once you've logged in. Log in if necessary, then click on the right side of the red menu where it says Create Issue. If you don't see that, click Login at the top or enter your credentials in the Login section. And clicking Create Issue pops up a window in which we create the issue. Now, the project, remember, the important ones for most people are Fire and SUP. Then it has the issue type. These change depending on the project type chosen. So for the Fire project, there's Bug, New Feature, Task, Improvement, Epic, Story, Support Request, Deprecated, Translation, and Documentation. Lots of choices for Fire. For the SUP project, the only choice you have is a support request because that's what it's intended. The last issue type you've used will be shown unless that issue type isn't available for the selected project. Now, for the most part, you're only going to need to use Bug, New Feature, or Improvement in the Fire project, or a support request in the SUP project. Now, these can be changed. So if you create an improvement request and it turns out it's actually a bug, it'll be changed to a bug report. If you file a bug and it turns out to be a support request, it will be changed to a support, and vice versa. Now, summary. This is where you put a brief title of the issue. Don't add all your information here, just a few words to describe the issue. Usually around 7 to 8 words are informative without going overboard. For example, crashing. Tells you, okay, the user's crashing, but it doesn't add any information. Crashing when uploading a picture gives far more information and makes it easier for us to figure things out sometimes. Priority. This is set by default to major. You can change it as necessary, but please be realistic. If you have a trivial bug that doesn't stop you from logging in, don't call it a blocker. SL avatar name, your SL name, of course. Patch attached. If you're contributing a patch to the code itself, this is for anybody out there that programs and wants to submit a patch, check this box. There's one for QA use only. We won't be using this as regular uses. Our quality assurance team uses this. And report it in. Choose the viewer that you're using that is affected. Affects versions this is where you want to identify which viewer is directly affected. So if it's a mesh issue, you're not going to select a non-mesh viewer, obviously. Exactly. And then we come to this one, environment. This one's very important for SUP issues and bug reports. Now this can come from any viewer that opens and shows you a login screen. If you can get to the help menu about from the login screen, you can get your sysinfo or system information. Please paste it here. I want to stress this just a little bit because we've had several people. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in my mom's basement. I'm in the den. I'm in the backyard on the patio with my laptop. That's not the environment type we're looking for, folks. Next comes the description. This is where you want to add details about the issue. And if you can reproduce the issue by following some specific sequence, please document it here. And if your issue affects only one of your avatars, note that as well. Everything that you can think of that will help us understand the issue clearly should be added here. There's an attachment. You can drag and drop attachments here. Or you can click the Select Files button. Now, attachments cannot be larger than 10 megabytes. If your viewer is acting up, you can attach your viewer crash logs here. So when you collect your logs, make sure it's right after you crash or after you try to do what doesn't work, and collect the logs before you start the viewer again. For more information, you can see that wiki page for steps on exactly how to find your logs and how to zip them up. Now, if your problem can be illustrated by a screenshot, select that here, and you can add more than one. However, if you add a picture, make sure to clearly explain the problem it depicts. Abnormal in Second Life is very subjective, so describe your issue and use the picture to help. We stress this one too because we've had issues in the past, one in particular where somebody says resing issues, and that was all in the description. There was a picture attached, showed two people standing on a nice parcel, nice open parcel. They looked fine. All the trees looked fine. We didn't know what the problem was, so we asked them what was the actual problem. And they came back and said, my house is missing. How are you going to tell that the house is missing if you didn't know that the house... Yeah, you get the idea? So please, folks, picture may be worth 1,000 words, but 10 words added to that picture can make a huge difference. Well, it is, Toady. And then there's labels. You can use this to add searchable labels to the issue. Be selective and be accurate. And components. You can add relevant components which could be used to further filter a search. Again, be selective and accurate. And finally, if you've been trying to do this with a sample issue, unless you use the test project, you'd click the Create button and your issue would be created. However, we're not done yet. You would then be shown the issue number, and you'd start to get emails when the issue gets changed or updated. So, if you open an issue, please be sure to keep up with it, especially if it's a support ticket. Often someone will open an issue and will either offer help or ask for additional information. And if the person never responds, we end up closing that issue as incomplete. We don't like things that are incomplete. And we also never know if the advice helped or not. which sometimes, quite frankly, we shoot in the dark. Oh, I wonder if this would fix it. And you throw something out there, but if you don't tell us if it helps or not, well, it's not much use, right? And if it's a bug report, it's also useful to know if it persists for you after it's been marked as fixed, or if it goes away on its own in a future version. Now, we also ask that you don't create more than one issue for each, issue. It makes it a little harder to follow up if the conversation spans several issues or tickets. Now, you can put several problems into a single support request, or you can create several issues, one for each problem. And if you're filling out bug reports and or feature requests, they do need to use a separate issue for each so that they can be processed separately. So, things happening on teleport and voice issue at the same time on a teleport, put them down as two separate issues, please. So if you create an issue, please check it when you get an email. Add your comment, follow the steps we suggest, and let us know the result, or add the information that we requested. Don't try to reply to the emails. That won't work. It just won't. And if you don't get an email, please check your JIRA anyway in case there was an email problem. Our administrators can help you fix email problems as well. So that's your introduction to our JIRA folk. We hope you might find it helpful and make it a little easier to file tickets if you need to. And before we go any further, I want to take the time to thank you personally for taking time out of your SL and RL to come out and hopefully learn something. It's literally huge to us on the support team that you're willing to come out and learn, folks. I also want to thank you on behalf of the entire Phoenix Firestorm team for using our viewer. You, the viewers' users, are the reason that Firestorm is as popular as it is. So that's basically the class, which means it's open question and answer time, folks. If you've got questions, feel free to throw them out. If you wanted to use voice, feel free to use voice. And I'll do my best to answer any questions that you might have. And you can ask literally just about anything. It is, actually. Glad you feel that way, Toady. I know there's a couple mistakes on some of them, but and feel free to pass them out to other people. Let them know. Yeah, well, this is SL, right? Isn't snafu pretty much normal? There's always something going on. The days when I come into SL and nobody's having a problem are the days that I get scared. And Cody, what's that, Dirk?
I said, has that happened a lot? That days you come in like, oh, no one's having a problem today. What's going on?
No, it hasn't. But first, Toady, thank you. We think the live classes make a big difference as well. People get to ask their questions in almost a one-on-one type situation, right? Add the fact that you guys know stuff that well, you teach us all the time. Shift and escape, Sade. And dark, no, it doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, you know, the support team, we've got our own little team chat where we can sort of bounce ideas off each other, as well as the support group chat. And quite often, if it gets quiet for 15 or 20 minutes in the support group chat, we say, did you kill? Okay, who killed chat? What's going on? We're always thinking there's something wrong with the group chat. If Firestorm Support English doesn't open up within 5 minutes. No. But hold down the shift key and hit escape a couple times, and that'll bring your camera back. It'll reset it to the defaults. Keyboard shortcuts are on. Are you ready for it, Sade? The wiki. You could copy them off the wiki. Yeah, North, that's a good one. That resets the zoom, gets rid of the fisheye type thing.
Yeah, here's a question. Sorry, go on, Ed.
No, go ahead.
How long has what's the longest you've been away from SL, Ed?
Since I started,
Yes, since you started.
I think I was without internet for 2 weeks at one point. There, North is throwing the keyboard shortcuts out. Paperwork. The guy who did the photo tools actually has a video tutorial on using the photo tools. So basically, if you open the photo tools, click on the question mark that you see on that window, Sade.
I just noticed the cockroach now.
Yay, North. North has got all the links lined up, doesn't she?